if Amir, could stick to the game plan and box for 12 rounds or 10 rounds, he could do really, really well because he is a great boxer. He has all the moves in the world. He has a lot of speed and so forth. But at some point during the fight, he wants to go for the knockout, and whenever he does that, he puts himself in harm's way and he gets knocked out himself.
So do you think Amir, if he was box disciplined, hasn't declined enough that he could actually pull off victory?
Yes, definitely. I mean, in all the fights he's been knocked out, and he's been winning. He's been ahead of him like every one of them. I mean, he's a very good boxer. He's very good at what he does, but he just has that block in his head. I think when it was the amateur, they had the 20-point rule. Okay, so if you win by 20 points, the fight's over. He used to go for that quite a bit. I don't think he can get that out of his mind. I think that might carry over, or maybe it's him, where he has so much success with his speed, and he goes for the knockout. The thing is, in this sport, you can't go for a knockout. If it comes, it comes. Let it happen, but don't try to force it.
So if you were preparing Amir, how would you be getting him to beat?
I have box his ass off. I mean, Terence Crawford is a good fighter. He can come forward, he can move backwards, yes. I mean, he's very good. But the thing is, the speed factor alone is just too much for him. Amir has much more better speed than him, and better footwork than him, I feel. But he has to put them together and to be at his best. And don't look for the knockout. Win every round one at a time. I think that's the best advice I can give him.
Amir Khan versus Terence Crawford.
I'm kind of caught between opinions here. I can't see anything other than a Crawford win, but I kind of don't know the way it's going to go. It'll either be Crawford will just outsmart him, outthink him, and outbox him, with his timing and his movement, his clever movement, outsmart him, outthink him, or it'll be competitive for a couple of rounds. Khan will catch him because his speed, and it'll be quite competitive early on, and then I think Crawford adapts and then catches him and might knock him out. But I don't know. It can go one of the two ways for me.
I think Khan's got an equally tough task as Anthony Crolla. I think Crawford. I think Crawford and Lomachenko are the two best pound for pound on the planet. I think Crawford will knock Khan out. And again, I want Crawford to win because he's my favourite fighter at the minute. I think he's exceptional, but if Khan wins, fantastic. Good luck to him. For him, I hope he does. Who I want to win has no bearing on it. The best man on the night will win. If Khan wins, fantastic, brilliant for British boxing, brilliant for him. I don't think he will. I think he'll get knocked out.
Boy, I reckon this will be a very, very good fight. I see obviously Terence Crawford being a powerhouse and the smarter guy. For me, Amir Khan can use his speed and obviously defense for this fight, but it's not a close one. But I'm generally pushing more towards the Crawford side because he's done a lot more, and you've seen him move up and just take for his first move up to welterweight, take the WBO world title belt. So yeah, I'm more pushing onto Crawford.
I think if Khan can keep out of the way, he can pull it off on points. But the problem is he's up against a craftsman. He's up against a surgeon. And I think Crawford is probably too fresh, too skillful, too on top, too on form to let that happen. So I'd say Crawford on the win.
The Amir Khan that boxed Canelo would have had a chance to frustrate him, pick him at distance, keep his punches straight, keep his movement. He was really fast on his legs that fight. Obviously he got hit with a phenomenal shot that would have knocked out a horse, never mind a boxer, but he's declined a hell of a lot. I just don't see it. I don't see him causing him any problems because Crawford's he's used to boxing speedy guys. Yeah. I think I might have mentioned Gamboa. If Gamboa troubled him with that speed, I think Khan could have, but I think Khan's speed's gone a little bit. His punch resistance gone, and he's just not the same fighter. But I would have loved to have seen it 3 years ago.
Amir's also gone back to Virgil Hunter. He was with Joe Goosen for a couple of fights.
Yeah.
Good move?
definitely a good move. Joe Gooson's a great coach, but he's far too attacking, and Virgil Hunter's a very good defensively sound coach. So it doesn't get him to load up, gets him to just pick shots, move for straight people, and that's something he has to do against Terence Crawford. That's something Amir Khan has to do whoever he fights. And I think, you know, he was fighting a little bit brave with Gooson, but it was at a lower level. So, but I just think, you know, you need that communication. You need the discipline throughout the training camps. And Virgil Hunt is someone that will get someone to shadow box for 45 minutes and just work on 2 or 3 things. I mean, it's monotonous, but look at what he created with Andre Ward. Just an amazingly skilled technician. So I think it's the best move. I just don't think his attributes are there.
I think this is a tough fight for Amir. You know, Terence Crawford was asked up there whether Amir's even in the top 5 welterweights in the world, and he didn't put him in there. Khan's got, you know, brilliant natural ability and speed, but we know he's been hurt and taken out before, and Crawford's, you know, approaching his peak. So yes, it is tough. Look, Ricky Burns took him 12 rounds, and I'd always thought that Khan would have too much speed for Ricky Burns. So, you know, it's not impossible that he can't do well in this fight. And, you know, if he goes for it early with that speed, you never know. He's got decent power. I just wonder whether the legs can hold up with Crawford for 12 rounds. That's a big worry for me, and it's in America. It's in the top-ranked show. He's up against it, but no, he's got a chance. Every fighter's got a chance, and Khan has proved he's a world-class fighter. It just may be that the timing is more beneficial for Terence Crawford on this one.
I've just told you, really, I'm a big fan of Crawford. It's not a fight that I particularly wanted to see Khan take, but again, it just shows you what balls he's got. He keeps going for the big names, the big elite names. And testing himself in those sort of fights, so fair play to him. But I do think that the first couple of rounds, Khan will be winning. Crawford will be working him out, closing range, touching him downstairs, touching his chest, touching his arms, touching his gloves to get in range. And then once he figures him out, then I expect Crawford. I think Crawford will probably stop him later on.
I always say anybody has a chance in boxing. Okay. Put the shoes on the same way, 2 hands the same way. But how you operate these, all right, is the most important thing in there. Amir Khan was good in his heyday. He was great in his heyday. But these are the type of fights, see, Terence Crawford knows that he can't have a lackluster performance, and he knows he can't take Khan lightly. Even though Khan chin is suspect, he can't take him lightly, okay? And at the highest level, you can't take any opponent, even if it looks like it's going to be a easy win or a fair win. No, Khan, veteran in the sport, former world champion, he needs these type of fights to get up. The man got a mansion. The man got, you know, a nice car, probably about 6, 7 cars. You know, he's living life. He's feeling good about himself. Okay, but these are the type of fights that get an older fighter up, get him up. Make him scared, make him fear a guy. So he goes back to doing what he used to do to get prepared for his fights. More focused than ever, because he has to be, because he knows it's an opportunity that, hey, if I beat Terence Crawford, then I'm the man. I'm number 1 pound for pound. I beat Crawford. And that right there will catapult his career. It'll be a rebirth. He can brag all the way to the grave. I beat the number 1. I became the number 1 pound for pound fighter in the game.